She didn't need 3 dates. She didn't need validation, compliments, or a connection. She saw him, and within minutes, it happened. Meanwhile, you're still waiting for a reply. After being respectful, attentive, emotionally open, you did everything right. And that's exactly why you were rejected. Because attraction doesn't respond to logic. It doesn't reward effort, politeness, or emotional availability. It reacts to something primal, something she feels in her body before her mind can explain it. And here's the brutal truth, my friend. She doesn't crave you, because you don't create tension. You radiate comfort, predictability, emotional safety. But the men she sleeps with instantly, they carry something different. Not aggression, but pressure. Not charm, but presence. They say less, move less, and somehow she feels more. You, on the other hand, are asking for permission, hoping to be liked, trying to be her type, and she can feel it. That's why she's not choosing you. Most men will never understand this. They'll keep giving more, explaining more, feeling more, while watching women fall for the ones who never had to try. But in this video, I'll show you what those men actually do differently, the part no one else teaches. And once you understand it, my friend, you'll never chase again. 1. You don't trigger her body, you comfort her mind. You make her feel safe, you listen, you support, you do everything right. And yet, she doesn't crave you, she's not pulled toward you, she's not losing sleep wondering what it would feel like to be close to you. She appreciates you, but appreciation isn't attraction. You comfort her mind, but you don't awaken her body. And that's why you keep getting rejected by women who say you're amazing, you're predictable, available, easy to understand. And my friend, desire doesn't live in understanding, it lives in tension. The man she sleeps with instantly, he doesn't chase, he doesn't explain, he doesn't adjust to fit her expectations. He radiates presence, he creates pressure. And somehow, without trying, she feels him before she even knows why. You're busy performing, trying to be good enough, thoughtful enough, safe enough. But the moment she senses that energy, she files you under non-threatening. She knows she could have you, and that's why she doesn't want you. Because real attraction doesn't begin in her mind. It begins where logic doesn't work. And when you try to be chosen, you become forgettable. 2. You're too predictable to be desired. She knows exactly what you'll say next, how you'll respond, what your next text will look like. She can feel you hoping she likes you, and that's why she doesn't. There's no edge, no tension, no curiosity, and without those there's no desire. Attraction needs space to breathe. It needs uncertainty. It needs that feeling she can't quite name, the one that makes her wonder who you really are. But you've made yourself too easy to read, too emotionally available, too predictable. You're always there, always responding, always one message away. You've become the man she doesn't have to think about, because she already knows she has you. And brother, no one obsesses over what they already own. That's why she pulls away, not because you did something wrong, but because you became something expected. The men she can't forget, they're not rude, they're not avoidant, they're just not fully accessible. They leave room for her to chase, for her to feel, because when she doesn't know exactly where she stands, she starts paying attention. 3. You show too much, too fast. You told her how you felt. You shared your intentions. You were open, honest, clear. You thought, she'll appreciate that I'm not playing games. But the more you revealed, the less she felt. Because, my friend, when you show too much, too fast, you kill the mystery. She didn't ask for your whole story. She didn't need to know how serious you are. She didn't want the roadmap to your heart on the second date. She wanted to feel something. And instead of tension, You gave her certainty instead of curiosity. You gave her clarity instead of energy. You gave her explanation. You wanted connection, but what she felt was pressure. Because when you overshare too soon, it doesn't say confidence. It says, I hope this works. It says, I want you to like me. It says, please pick me. And that is the energy she runs from. Not because you were weak, but because you had no mystery, no restraint, no gravity. She already knew she could have you, and that's why she never had to wonder. 4. She can feel when you're hoping to be chosen. You think you're hiding it well. You stay calm. You text casually. You act unbothered. But underneath it all, she feels it. She feels the tension behind your silence, the micro-hesitation before you send a message, the quiet hope in your eyes when you're with her, that silent wish, please let me be enough. And the second she senses that energy, something shifts, because women don't just listen to what you say, they read who you are. And when your energy says, I need you to choose me, she instantly loses the ability to feel pulled toward you. It's not conscious, she can't explain it. But the gravity disappears. Attraction requires polarity. It needs a grounded presence that doesn't ask to be wanted. It simply is. But when your self-worth is tied to her response, she no longer sees you as a man she can surrender to. She sees you as another man performing, hoping for approval. And that's not who she gives herself to. You don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to confess your feelings. You just have to hope she picks you, and she'll feel it instantly. And brother, the man she chooses without thinking, he's not waiting to be picked. He's walking his own path, and she either joins or watches him disappear. 5. The man she sleeps with radiates emotional tension. Have you ever wondered why she gave herself to him without hesitation, but made you wait, overthink, and prove yourself? It's not luck, it's not looks, and it's not confidence in the way most men define it. It's energy, specifically emotional tension. The man she sleeps with instantly doesn't try to impress her. He doesn't perform, persuade, or present his good qualities. He simply exists, with stillness, certainty, and a kind of controlled danger. She feels something around him, not fear, but weight, like she's standing in front of something she shouldn't touch, but deeply wants to. That's what emotional tension creates. And here's the twist most men never understand. He doesn't create that tension by doing more. He creates it by doing less. Less talking, less reaching, less trying. Because tension lives in silence, it grows in presence, and it intensifies when a man can hold himself without needing anything from her. You, on the other hand, might be trying to prove you're good enough, and in doing so, you relieve the very pressure that desire needs to build. The men she sleeps with don't ask for permission. They don't seek approval. They carry themselves like they already have it, and paradoxically, that's what makes her want to give it. You want her to say yes. He makes her feel like it's already happening, and that difference is everything. 6. Women justify desire after they feel it, not before. You keep asking the wrong question. What do women want? But brother, here's the truth no one told you. Even she doesn't know. Not until it's too late. Not until she's already felt it. Because women don't choose who they want. They feel it, and then try to explain it after the fact. That's why she'll tell you she wants a kind, respectful, emotionally present man. Then sleep with the one who gave her none of those things. You think that's hypocrisy. It's not. It's how desire works. Her mind will always try to justify the decision her body already made. That's why logic fails you. That's why following advice like, be honest, be vulnerable, or just be yourself, never gets you past the friend zone. Because if she hasn't already felt something, nothing you say can create attraction. And if she has felt something, she'll bend reality to make it sound reasonable. She'll say, "He's not usually my type, but there was just something about him." Or, "It just felt right in the moment." She's not lying. She's trying to explain an experience she didn't control. And here's where you've been stuck. You've been trying to convince her with logic, but attraction was never a negotiation. It was never about what made sense. It was about what made her feel. 7. You became what she said she wanted, and that's why she didn't want you. She said she wants a man who listens, a man who communicates, a man who doesn't play games. So you listened. You communicated. You told her how you felt. You gave her consistency, compliments, comfort. You gave her everything she said she wanted, and still she didn't want you. Because here's the cruel paradox, my friend. You became the man she described and lost the man she felt. You shaped yourself around her words. You adjusted to her preferences. You tried to become her version of the right guy. But that's exactly when she stopped feeling anything at all. Because women don't desire what they can define. They don't crave what they control, and they don't surrender to what they built. You weren't chosen because you weren't leading. You were following her blueprint and expecting to be rewarded for obedience. But attraction isn't a reward, it's a reaction. And when she can predict your next move, when she knows exactly how you'll respond, when you become a reflection of what she says she wants, she doesn't trust it, she doesn't feel it, she doesn't need it. Because the man who creates desire doesn't adapt to her energy, he anchors his own, and she either rises to meet it or fades. 8. She sleeps with the man who doesn't need her to want him. She doesn't surrender to the man who chases her. She surrenders to the man who doesn't need her to say yes. He doesn't impress her. He doesn't try to be liked. He's not adapting, explaining, or performing. He's rooted, anchored. Still, she can feel that. And my friend, that feeling changes everything. Because the moment a man stops needing to be chosen, he becomes the one women chase. Not because he's cold, not because he's manipulative, but because he's whole, without her validation. He's not waiting to be enough. He already is. And she senses it in the way he looks at her, the way he speaks with zero hesitation, the way he could walk away without flinching. That's what pulls her in. Not the words, not the compliments, not the strategy, but the silence that doesn't ask for anything and yet radiates everything. You've been trying to earn something that can't be earned. You thought you had to be good enough to be desired. But brother, attraction isn't about worthiness, it's about energy. And the moment you stop needing her to want you is the moment she starts wondering why she can't stop thinking about you. You've spent years being the man she said she wanted. Honest, loyal, emotionally open, and somehow it never led to desire. But now you understand why. She doesn't want words. She wants weight. She doesn't crave what she can explain. She craves what she can feel. And the man she gives herself to without hesitation. He never asked to be chosen, because he doesn't chase. He doesn't convince. He doesn't hope. He moves through life grounded in his own presence. He creates tension by existing, and she either rises to meet it or fades into the background. That's your shift, brother. Not to become colder, but calmer. Not to become distant, but deeply rooted. Not to seek approval, but to lead with quiet certainty. Because when a man stops trying to be what she wants, he becomes what she can't explain and can't forget. If this spoke to something inside you, it's not by accident. This channel is built for men like you, men who feel the difference but don't yet have the words. Subscribe if you're done chasing, if you're ready to lead, and if you're ready to become the man who never needs to be chosen, because he's already chosen himself.